Howard Johnson's is such a friendly place to have good food.
You and your kids get a better choice when you choose Lums.
For 50 years, people have been coming to A&W Drive-In.
Do you remember the vibrant dining spots that defined the culinary landscape for baby boomers? From the nostalgic orange roofs of Howard Johnson's to the inviting ambiance of Steak and Ale, these restaurants were more than just places to eat. They were cherished gathering spots for families and friends. In this exploration, we'll take a delightful trip down memory lane, revisiting the iconic restaurants that hold a special place in the hearts of those who grew up during this era. Join us as we explore the 25 restaurants that only baby boomers will remember.
Roll around the corner, here's the place to go. The orange roof of Howard Johnson's, join the folks who know.
Howard Johnson's was a well-known American restaurant chain, famous for its bright orange roofs, tasty fried clams, and 28 different ice cream flavors. Founded by Howard Deering Johnson in 1925, the first restaurant opened in Quincy, Massachusetts. Johnson's special ice cream recipe, which had more butterfat, became very popular. By the 1960s and 70s, Howard Johnson's had become the largest restaurant chain in the United States, with over 1,000 locations. The restaurants were popular stops for families traveling along highways, offering a familiar menu and friendly atmosphere. Signature dishes included fried clams, chicken pot pies, and of course their famous ice cream. However, the chain began to decline in the 1980s due to the rise of fast food restaurants, and the last Howard Johnson's restaurant closed in 2022. Moving on to Lums. What made it so popular despite the rise of fast food? Let's explore the rise and fall of Lums next.
You know why I come to Lums, good buddy? They grill the steaks just perfect. And the fish fried dinner is so tender and delicious.
Lums, founded in 1956 in Miami Beach, Florida, became a popular American restaurant chain known for its unique hot dogs steamed in beer. At its peak in the 1970s, Lums boasted over 400 locations across the U.S. and beyond. However, the chain began to decline in the late 1970s and 80s due to ownership changes and financial struggles, leading to the closure of most locations by the early 1990s. Despite this decline, one Lums restaurant in Bellevue, Nebraska remained open and served loyal customers until its closure on May the 28th of 2017. This marked the end of an era for Lums, which is fondly remembered for its distinctive menu and casual dining experience, leaving a nostalgic legacy in American dining history.
You can go to Sambo's day or night. The food is good, the price is right. You can eat dinner anytime.
Sambo's was a popular American pancake house chain that started in 1957 by Sam Battistone Sr. and Noel Bonnet in Santa Barbara, California. The name Sambo's was derived from parts of the founders' names, but it also referred to the controversial children's book, The Story of Little Black Sambo. The restaurants featured decorations inspired by the book, showcasing images of a dark-skinned boy and tigers. At its height in the late 70s, Sambo's boasted more than 1,100 locations across the U.S. The chain was well known for its pancakes and family-friendly vibe. However, the name and images sparked protest and lawsuits due to their racial undertones. This controversy, combined with financial issues, ultimately led to bankruptcy in 1981. By 1983, most locations had closed or changed names, with the last one in Santa Barbara becoming Chad's in 2020.
Hello, hello, can you stay a while? Hello, hello.
Burger Chef was a popular fast food chain that began in 1954 in Indianapolis, Indiana. It quickly became a strong competitor to McDonald's, especially in the 60s and 70s. At its peak, the chain boasted over 1,200 locations across the U.S. One of its standout features was the Works Bar, where customers could pile on a variety of toppings for their burgers. The chain was famous for its signature items, like the Big Chef and Super Chef hamburgers. Burger Chef also introduced the Fun Meal, which included a burger, fries, a drink, and a toy, an early version of the McDonald's Happy Meal. Despite its popularity, Burger Chef faced financial troubles in the late 1970s and was sold to Hardee's in 1982. Most locations were closed or converted, with the final restaurant shutting its doors in 1996.
Hey, I'm here in front of Bob's Big Boy, and today's subject is variety. Excuse me, sir. What did you have this morning?
Me, I had the thick French toast.
Bob's Big Boy is a famous American restaurant chain known for its double-decker burgers and the iconic Big Boy statue. It was started by Bob Wynn in 1936 in Glendale, California, and was originally called Bob's Pantry. Just 6 months after opening, the restaurant introduced the Big Boy Burger, which quickly gained popularity for its unique double-decker design. The chain expanded rapidly, and by the late 40s, Bob's Big Boy had become a favorite dining spot across the U.S. The Big Boy statue, featuring a chubby boy in red and white checkered overalls holding a burger, became the brand symbol. At its peak in the 1970s, there were more than 1,000 locations. However, changes in ownership and rising competition led to a decline, and now only a few original locations remain in California. Bob's Big Boy became a cultural icon. But what happened next? Let's explore Shakey's Pizza Parlor and its rise to fame.
Fun at Shakey's, we've got player pianos we serve. Fun at Shakey's, we've got old-time songs we serve.
Shakey's Pizza Parlor was a popular American restaurant chain known for its family-friendly environment and live music. It was founded in 1954 by Sherwood Shakey Johnson and Ed Plummer in Sacramento, California. The first Shakey's became famous for its pizza, beer, and ragtime music. Johnson, who earned his nickname due to nerve damage from malaria, played Dixieland jazz piano to entertain guests. Shakey's quickly became a favorite for family pizza nights, offering large picnic tables and big windows where children could watch their pizzas being made. By the 1970s, Shakey's had grown to over 500 locations worldwide. The chain was especially popular with youth sports teams and families celebrating special occasions. However, after facing financial struggles and changes in ownership, only a few Shakey's restaurants remain, mainly in California and the Philippines. The Automat, especially those operated by Horn and Hardart, was a popular dining experience in the early to mid-20th century. It was founded in 1902 in Philadelphia by Joseph Horn and Frank Hardart. The Automat changed the way people dined out by using vending machines to serve food. Customers would drop a nickel into a slot, turn a knob, and take their meal from a glass compartment. These cafeterias were known for being quick and affordable, making them a hit during the Great Depression. The menu included dishes like macaroni and cheese, baked beans, and their well-loved coffee brewed every 20 minutes. The elegant marble counters and Art Deco design added to its appeal. At its peak, Horn and Hardart operated more than 100 automats in New York and Philadelphia.
Want to go for a drive?
A&W Drive-In is a well-known American restaurant chain famous for its root beer served in frosty mugs and car hop service. The first A&W stand was opened by Roy W. Allen in 1919 in Lodi, California, where he sold root beer from barrels. In 1922, Allen partnered with Frank Wright to open the first A&W drive-in restaurant in Sacramento, California, which popularized the drive-in model where car hops delivered food to customers' cars. A&W became renowned for its cold, refreshing root beer, and by the 1970s, the chain had expanded to over 4,000 locations, making it one of the largest fast food chains in the U.S. A&W's drive-in rise to popularity was unmatched. But what happened to similar chains? Let's explore Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor's unique rise and fall.
Farrell's, because whether you're 6 or 14 or right in between, you always have a party at Farrell's.
Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor was a popular American restaurant chain known for its extravagant ice cream sundaes and lively party atmosphere. Established in 1963 by Bob Farrell and Ken McCarthy in Portland, Oregon, the parlors featured an early 1900s theme with player pianos, period costumes, and a nostalgic ambiance, making them a favorite destination for families and celebrations. One of its most famous menu items was the Zoo, a massive sundae that was served with great fanfare by multiple employees, often accompanied by sirens and drums. Farrell's also offered a free sundae to children celebrating their birthdays. At its peak in the 1970s, the chain boasted over 120 locations across the U.S. However, due to financial struggles and changing market conditions, the last original Farrell's location closed in 2019, although some franchises have since reopened in various locations.
For over a quarter of a century, Chicken Delight has meant the finest in chicken.
Our unique recipe and flavor have been imitated by many, but surpassed by none.
Chicken Delight was a well-known fast food chain that gained popularity with its catchy slogan, "Don't cook tonight, call Chicken Delight." Founded in 1952 by Al Tunick in Illinois, the chain quickly grew by offering fried chicken that was both convenient and flavorful, capitalizing on the fact that traditional fried chicken preparation was time-consuming. By the 1960s, Chicken Delight had expanded to over 1,000 locations across the U.S., with its success largely attributed to a strong focus on delivery and takeout services, which were heavily advertised on radio and TV. However, in the 1970s, the chain faced challenges, including legal issues and increased competition from larger chains like KFC, which contributed to a decline in its market presence and the closure of many stores. While most locations in the U.S. have closed, some Chicken Delight franchises remain operational, primarily in Canada.
We have fresh ideas at Red Barn, like a salad bar for you.
This is the third time my husband went back to the salad bar.
The Red Barn was a unique fast food chain that began in 1961 in Springfield, Ohio, founded by Don Six, Martin Levine, and Jim Kirst. The restaurants were designed to resemble Red Barns, making them visually distinctive. The menu featured burgers, chicken and fish, with the Big Barney Burger, similar to the McDonald's Big Mac, and the Barn Buster, akin to Burger King's Whopper, becoming popular items. At its peak, the Red Barn had 300 to 400 locations across 19 states, Canada, and Australia. However, struggles in the late 1970s and 1980s due to ownership changes and lack of advertising led to its decline. White Tower was a fast food chain founded in 1926 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, by brothers John and Thomas Sachs. Known for its small white buildings inspired by White Castle, the chain specialized in sliders, small hamburgers celebrated for their low prices and great taste. At its peak in the 1950s, White Tower operated around 230 locations across the U.S., often near train and trolley stations. The restaurants featured a modern Art Deco design. However, by the 1970s, increased competition led to a decline in popularity, and the last White Tower closed in 2004, marking the end of the chain. How did Geno's Hamburgers rise to fame so quickly? Let's explore that next.
In our house, Howard makes all the decisions. When he says we're going to Geno's, we go to Geno's. I go for Geno's sirloiner.
Geno's Hamburgers was a popular fast food chain that began in 1957. It was founded by former NFL player Gino Marchetti, along with his business partners, Joe Campagnella and Louis Fisher. The first store opened in Dundalk, Maryland, and the chain quickly expanded across the Mid-Atlantic region. Geno's became well known for its signature burgers, particularly the Geno Giant, which competed with the McDonald's Big Mac. The menu also featured fried chicken, which was not a franchise of Kentucky Fried Chicken, but rather Geno's own offerings. At its peak in the early 70s, Geno's operated over 350 locations. In 1982, the chain was acquired by the Marriott Corporation, which subsequently converted many Geno's locations into Roy Rogers restaurants. The last of the original Geno's locations closed in 1986. However, the brand made a comeback in 2010, with a few locations reopening in Maryland and Pennsylvania.
If good food turns you on, turn into Carol's.
Carol's was a popular fast food chain founded in 1960 by Herbert N. Slotnick in Syracuse, New York. Named after the daughter of Leo S. Morans, co-owner of Tasty Freeze, Carol's quickly became a competitor in McDonald's, known for its burgers, fries, and a yellow slug character mascot. By the late 1960s, the chain had expanded to over 120 locations in New York State. However, as competition increased, Carol's struggled, leading Slotnick to convert most locations into Burger King franchises in 1975. This decision helped the company thrive, and Carol's Restaurant Group became one of the largest Burger King franchisees, operating over 1,000 locations. While Carol's restaurants no longer exist, its impact on the fast food industry remains.
Great taste, got no time to waste. Go to Dog and Suds, do a root beer chug from a frosted mug.
Dog and Suds was a popular drive-in restaurant chain known for its hot dogs and root beer. It was started in 1953 by two music teachers, James Griggs and Don Hamaker, in Champaign, Illinois. The chain grew quickly in the Midwest and became famous for its red and yellow signs featuring a dog holding a mug of root beer. By the late 1960s, Dog and Suds had over 650 locations across 38 states. Customers enjoyed the drive-in experience, where car hops served food directly to their cars. The menu offered many items, but the main highlights were the root beer made from a secret recipe and the hot dogs. In the 1970s, the chain ran into financial trouble and was sold to Frosty Enterprises. Many locations closed, but a few independent franchises still remain, preserving the nostalgic atmosphere.
Henry's on! Henry's on!
Henry's Hamburgers was a popular fast food chain founded in 1954 in Chicago, Illinois, by a group of entrepreneurs including Henry Bressler, originally created to complement the Bressler's ice cream business, and it quickly gained a reputation for its affordable burgers and catchy slogan, "Aren't you hungry for Henry's?" By the early 1960s, it had over 200 locations, making it a notable competitor in the fast food market, although it eventually declined in the 1970s due to increased competition and changes in ownership. The last known location closed in 2004, marking the end of the chain's presence. Henry's Hamburgers revolutionized fast food, but what happened to Bressler's next? Let's explore their ice cream legacy. Bressler's 33 Flavors was an ice cream chain in the United States, founded in 1927 by Polish immigrant William J. Bressler in Chicago, Illinois. It became well known for offering a wide variety of ice cream flavors, similar to Baskin-Robbins, and gained a reputation for its high-quality products and creative flavors, attracting a loyal customer base. In 1954, the company expanded by launching a fast food hamburger chain called Henry's Hamburgers. By the 1980s, Bressler's had grown to over 300 locations across the country. In 1987, it was sold to Oberweis Dairy and rebranded as Bressler's Ice Cream, which included the addition of frozen yogurt to its menu to compete with the rising popularity of that product. In 1995, the chain was sold again to Cool Brands International, and it underwent further rebranding in 2007, although the specific details of that rebranding are less well documented. Mr. Fables was a beloved restaurant chain in the Midwest, renowned for its unique olive burgers and relaxed diner atmosphere. Founded in 1963 by cousins John Boyles and Dick Faber, the chain began when they took over a Kewpie beef burger stand in Grand Rapids, Michigan, renaming it Mr. Fables. The name Fables combined their last names, Faber and Boyles. At its peak, Mr. Fables operated 17 locations across western Michigan. The chain became famous for its olive burgers, featuring a special mayonnaise-based sauce with green olives and popular onion rings made with a secret batter recipe. Despite its success, Mr. Fables ultimately closed its final location in 2000 due to competition from larger national chains.
It was a proud day. Founder Bill Singer opened his 100th Royal Castle in 1962. Started in 1938 for 1,000 borrowed dollars.
Royal Castle was a popular fast food chain founded in 1938 by William Singer in Miami, Florida. It was renowned for its small square sliders and distinctive birch beer, a type of root beer. The restaurants featured a unique design with white castle-like buildings that made them easily recognizable. At its peak in the 60s, Royal Castle boasted over 175 locations in Florida, Georgia, Ohio, and Louisiana. The chain became famous for its slogan, "Fit for a King," and offered freshly squeezed orange juice and breakfast cooked in butter. Despite its success, the chain faced stiff competition from larger fast food companies like McDonald's and Burger King. In 1969, it was sold to Performance Systems, but financial troubles and management issues led to its decline, and by the mid-70s, most locations had closed. Today, only one original Royal Castle remains in Miami, serving as a nostalgic reminder of the chain's former popularity. Tasty Freeze was a popular American fast food chain known for its soft-serve ice cream and classic American meals. It was founded in 1950 by Leo S. Varans and Harry Axine in Joliet, Illinois. The chain grew quickly after Moran's invented a soft-serve pump and freezer, which made it easier to serve creamy ice cream. At its peak in the 50s and 60s, Tasty Freeze had nearly 1,800 locations across the U.S. The chain became a favorite place for families on road trips and teenagers hanging out. Despite its early success, it faced financial struggles and stiff competition from larger fast food chains. Today, only a few original Tasty Freeze locations remain, mainly in California.
At Hot Shops, we cook lean cuts of choice roast beef every day. We bake fresh rolls, muffins, and fruit pies every day.
Hot Shops was a well-known diner chain that helped grow the Marriott Corporation. It was started in 1927 by J. Willard Marriott and his wife Alice in Washington, D.C. as a small root beer stand. The popularity of their root beer led to expanding the business into a full-service restaurant that offered a variety of American meals. Hot Shops became known for its affordable, delicious food like fried chicken, burgers, and milkshakes. By the 50s, there were over 70 locations across the U.S. The company also began providing in-flight meals for airlines. In 1957, Hot Shops opened its first hotel, starting its shift toward becoming Marriott. By the 90s, most of the Hot Shops locations had closed. Hot Shops transformed into Marriott. But what happened to Sandy's? Let's explore its rise and fall.
Big Scott. Sandy's Big Scott. When you're hungering for something giant size, Sandy's Big Scott takes a prize.
Sandy's was a popular burger chain fondly remembered by many baby boomers. Founded in 1956 by 4 business partners in Kewanee, Illinois. Initially a franchise of McDonald's, the partners decided to create their own brand after disagreements with the company. Sandy's became well loved for its low prices, offering hamburgers for 15 cents, milkshakes for 20, and fries for 10 cents. All while featuring a Scottish theme with tartan uniforms and a mascot named Sandy. By the 1960s, the chain had expanded to over 120 locations across the Midwest. However, rising advertising costs led to financial difficulties. And in 1971, Sandy's was acquired by Hardee's, a southern fast food chain, which began converting most of its locations into Hardee's by 1973.
So last time we went shopping, I took her to Bill Knapp's. The food's different there. Like the chicken Caesar salad's got real bacon on it.
Bill Knapp's was a beloved restaurant chain that many baby boomers remember fondly. Founded in 1948 by Clinton B. Knapp in Battle Creek, Michigan, it quickly gained a reputation for its home-style meals. The menu featured dishes like fried chicken, ham croquettes, and their famous chocolate cake. One cherished tradition at Bill Knapp's was the birthday discount, where customers received a discount equal to their age. For instance, a 60-year-old would enjoy 60% off their meal. This made birthday celebrations at the restaurant even more memorable, complete with complimentary cake and the singing of Happy Birthday. Despite its popularity, Bill Knapp's encountered challenges in the late 1990s and early 2000s, ultimately leading to its closure in 2002. Nevertheless, its warm atmosphere and comforting food continue to live on in the memories of those who dined there.
At Steak and Ale, it's devilish difficult to choose between one tasty morsel and another.
Come sup with us at Steak and Ale, where hearty dining abounds.
Steak and Ale was a beloved restaurant chain that many from the baby boomer generation fondly recall. Founded in 1966 by Norman Brinker in Dallas, Texas, it quickly gained recognition for its cozy English Inn-style decor and reasonably priced steaks. One of its most innovative concepts was the salad bar, which allowed customers to create their own salads with a variety of fresh ingredients, an exciting novelty at the time. The menu showcased popular dishes like herb roast prime rib and Hawaiian chicken, all served in a rustic dining room adorned with wood beams and stained glass. The distinctive atmosphere made Steak and Ale a go-to destination for special occasions and family gatherings. Despite its initial success, the chain encountered financial difficulties and filed for bankruptcy in 2008, leading to the closure of all its locations.
Howard Johnson's? It's sitting down to dinner and being waited on.
Something special all the time, Eb. Special price, special nice.
Howard Johnson's Ground Round was a beloved casual dining chain that many baby boomers fondly remember. Established in 1969, it became known for its relaxed, family-friendly atmosphere, A standout feature was the peanuts on the floor concept, where diners were encouraged to toss peanut shells on the ground, adding a playful touch to the dining experience. The restaurant also gained popularity for hosting children's parties, which included silent movies, cartoons, and a mascot named Bingo the Clown. The menu offered comfort foods like burgers, ribs, and their signature fried cinnamon dippers. Kids especially loved the Pay What You Weigh promotion, where meals cost just a penny per pound their weight. Despite its early success, the chain filed for bankruptcy in 2004. While a few locations still operate, there are plans to revive the brand.